Hi, everybody. It's October 8th. We're close to the end of this week, and I'm going to talk a little bit about paper number one and your upcoming paper number two, as well as some other things that are coming up due in the next few weeks. So, um, one thing I do want to mention though is the next time you have a quiz, you can write the format a little bit differently if it's multiple choice. You can, if you want to, download the quiz and then highlight the answers or circle them or something like that instead of writing them out on a separate paper with the letter. The other way will be just fine too. So I just wanted to mention that we will have quizzes coming up later, just not any time in the next couple of weeks, I don't think. Paper number one, quite a number of you have not read my comments on your paper yet. And I do realize that you wrote a narrative, and the next papers that you write are either expository or persuasive essays. So maybe some of the comments won't apply, but maybe they will. Comments about grammar, comments about transitions, comments about sentence structure, sentence construction, the way you move from paragraph to paragraph, all of those things, if I mentioned them in the comments on your final draft, could certainly be helpful on papers in the future. So please do reopen paper number one and read the comments. I am able to see who has read them. And I noticed who did not read your rough draft before you turned in a final copy. And it did affect individual students' grades. So just make sure that you reopen the paper and look at the comments. I talked about some of the things that are going to be important for your next paper. I noticed that my cat just jumped up on the left, so you've seen probably this cat tree in the lectures the entire semester, and now you've seen one of my cats. I have two. The other one doesn't come on this cat tree. We have another one in the house, but that cat was just beside me, and now there he is. So that one is named Charlie. He likes to go in the very top, and he might jump up there while I'm talking. Anyway, I talked about what a lot of the issues were in paper one. Things like comma splices, verb tense inconsistencies, transitions. Coming up for paper two, I'd like you to think about all of the PowerPoints that I have posted recently concerning writing expository and persuasive arguable texts. So how to write a good thesis. And I think I provided some models of thesis sentences. How to use transitions to move logically through each paragraph, how to use criteria. All of those things are going to be important in constructing this next paper. The rough draft of your paper is due on the 18th. That's in 10 days. So I think that's a week from Sunday. What is due this Sunday is brainstorming. And I did give you the assignment for brainstorming and where you should turn it in. If you have questions on the assignment, please email me and I'll answer them as best I can. I can give you some ideas and possibilities for either topics or what kind of brainstorming you want to do. Now remember to read the assignment carefully because there are only 3 types of brainstorming I'm allowing for this particular assignment. That is, again, that's due on Sunday. And if you want to do it by hand, of course you can do that. Just take a picture of it and then upload it into an MS Word document or a PDF document or Google Drive. And that way I'll be able to see it. I do want to emphasize that I will read and comment on the brainstorming. So if you have questions in the brainstorming, if you're still thinking of an idea to evaluate or an object or a place or a thing or an event, and you have 3 different maps, for instance, I can give you some guidelines on which one I think is best. So Remember the parameters of the assignment. You cannot review a job that you've had, and you cannot review a person. I've had experiences with those in the past that did not turn out very well. So read the assignment carefully as you're constructing the brainstorming as well. Remember that you're not required to use research at all in this paper. In fact, those of you who read the review of The Circle in the 5th edition, there was no research. Those of you who read the review of Juno, there was research, and that was in the 4th edition. So just remember, if you choose to use research, that's something you'll have to bear in mind and work on yourself for the next couple of weeks. I'm not really introducing research until we get to the arguing a position paper. So after the brainstorming, you can certainly get started working on your draft. You don't have to wait for me to provide comments to you, although you can if you want to. The rough draft is due on the 18th, and it will be 500 words. Now, it'll be similar to the last rough draft. If you would like to write more, that's perfectly fine, and I'll read what you give me and provide comments for the final copy. We will also be doing peer reviews for paper number 2, so I'll talk about that later. And finally, I realize that I have not formed groups yet for the final group project of the semester, and it is on my mind. I think about it almost every day, but I'm still in the back of my mind looking at the rosters and seeing who's participating, who isn't. I have saved everybody who sent me the people that they want to work with. So anyway, I had some notes, and I think that's all. I did start looking at your quizzes that you sent in last night on Wednesday. And I will be working on those and give you a grade. And that's the only thing that I haven't graded of yours yet. So the grade that you have in the grade book is pretty close to what you have right now in the semester. Anyway, I hope you have a good weekend coming up, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye-bye.